When Gubruds started, it really wasn't intentional. It was started through necessity. It was out of need. It was a slow economy. We didn't have much work, and I had a lot of side work because I was affordable doing side work. The economy back then was slow for a while. It took probably, how long do you think it took for us to finally realize we were in business?
It was a little bit.
Yeah.
Took some time.
Yeah, I think it was probably 2 or 3 months. Do you remember when we started this thing?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Very vividly.
Yeah,
It was kind of a mosh pit in a way. Starting a business, buying a house, having babies, all happened in a short period of time.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind.
It was.
It was.
It has been.
For a young electrician starting as an electrician right out of high school with one intention, not to marry his sweetheart and try to figure out how to provide. Gosh, you remember when we started this thing back in 1994?
Yes, it has been a long ride.
Gosh, I remember you were at home on permanent bed rest, and I was using my contractor's license for side work in the evenings and on the weekends. And one day I came home and she goes, "Why are you doing these side jobs on the evenings and the weekends when you're unemployed right now? Why don't you go to work like a normal person?" And so I did. Started working normal hours, and that's when we decided we were no longer doing side work, waiting for my employer to pick up, and that we were actually in business. That was an uncomfortable, uneasy, and exciting moment all at once. In a matter of 6 months, had a baby, bought a house, and started a business. That was the birth of Gubruds Services, and Gubruds Electrical Services. And I don't think we've ever looked back. We've weathered a lot of storms, we've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, and I often get asked, why you do this? And initially I would say because I had to. I had mortgage to pay, I had a baby to pay for it, I had to support my wife. But then I learned it was a real passion of mine. It was what I knew, it's what I learned right out of high school. It was a career at that point. For a kid right out of high school who just graduated high school with no college degree but had some education through an apprenticeship program, yeah, I called it my career instead of just a blue-collar trade job. And then we decided we were a company, and that's when we started treating it differently. Yeah, we can't say that Gubruds has never had any struggles. We brought that back to the beginning. The struggles in the beginning were the IRS. That was a struggle. We didn't know how to pay our taxes, so the first couple of years,
Payroll, whole new thing.
Payroll. Yeah, I would say 5 years of it was the school of hard knocks. So you learn, that was our business education.
Yeah.
And we figured it out, through mistakes, bad advice, and trial and error. It started working out. But after 5 years, we learned how to smooth it out a little bit, and it started running a lot smoother. Honey, what would you say some of the common complaints that people call about their electrical problems or other experiences that they've had?
I think some of the most common is people investigate their electricians and they hire them, having confidence in them, and get paid, and then they don't show back up, or there's not a license there. There's no warranty for any of the work that is done. And then the electrical work that was done isn't holding up. And we get the phone calls. Now we've got this issue. I don't know what was done. How do we get this fixed? I need to know that my home is safe for my family. Yeah. So I think that's probably one of the biggest complaints that we have.
I would agree, especially back then when I was the electrician going out there and you were saying, "Honey, you got to go help Mrs. Jones."
Yeah.
That's what I would see. I would see a lot of unqualified work. Electricity is one of the elements that you really want someone that knows what they're doing to perform the work. A lot of people can make it work, but it doesn't mean it's safe and it doesn't mean it's right. So if you're ever in need of an emergency electrical call, give us a call. Doesn't matter what time of the day. It doesn't matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You can also call us for any reason if you just need a consult any time of day.